Hello my dears, and welcome to this reading on what the new moon in Gemini holds for you. Before we begin, as always, take a moment to center yourself. Connect with your intuition. Before selecting from piles 1, 2, and 3, and as I've been doing recently, I have gone ahead and pulled a message for the collective, which will be at the end of the video. And I'll go ahead and link that in the description below as well. All right, my loves, I'll see you at your pile. Hello, Group 1. You chose the Adventure card. And in this, I'm seeing that the energy the new moon holds for you is one of new opportunities, is one of, I'm also getting Hanged Man energy, one of changing your perception, of seeing things in a new light. So even if you're not taking an adventure out of doors, there's going to be something that makes your current circumstances feel more like an adventure rather than the same old, or this status quo that we've been in for a while. There's going to be a shift of some sort, but a shift for the better, a shift that will provide you with a doorway that you can step through. So we're going to go ahead and look at the best way to work with this energy. Queen of Pentacles. So in this, I'm seeing that the best way for you to work with this energy is to be grateful for the abundance you already have, to practice appreciation for everything, big and small, in your life. Because the more you acknowledge what you already have, the more you align with the energy of abundance and of bringing in more of that which you love, that which brings you joy. I'm also seeing that something you've been working on for a while has either recently come to fruition or will soon. I'm also drawn to the cat and kittens here. There's something about being very playful when it comes to working with this energy, especially with the kittens and adventure. There's something about coming at it from beginner's mind, coming at it from that scene in Rise of the Guardians. It's okay, we're gonna have some fun. And I'll try and link that below as well. The easiest area for you to manifest, there is nothing sexier than my authentic truth. So the easiest area in which you, I'm stumbling over my words here, just a minute. There's nothing sexier than my authentic truth, related to the easiest area in which to manifest. I think when you're true to what your heart desires, when you're true to what truly lights you up, as long as you stay in alignment with that, as long as you're taking even small, itty-bitty, minute steps towards being in alignment with who you know you're meant to be, with what calls to you, you're going to see leaps and bounds of progress in that area. And I'm also hearing you don't have to hide who you are. As long as you feel safe to, you don't have to hide who you are. You should be open to King of Cups. Okay, well, right off the bat, for some of you, this could be an incoming romance. For others of you, I'm hearing almost like fatherly advice, this message of love from either one of your guides, particularly one who you knew in this lifetime who has since passed. But there's going to be a voice of reason, of advice, of love, and you'll know that that message is for you when you hear it. There'll be a little bit of an aha moment. It'll resonate differently than everything else you're hearing. It may even be something you're seeing on TV or on YouTube. It may even be just a memory that comes to your mind. But there's something here about a message coming through from a loving male influence. For most of you. For some of you, I am hearing it is a female influence, maybe a mother, grandmother, teacher. But for many of you, it does feel very fatherly, grandfatherly, wise neighbor type of energy. Additional resources to aid in your manifestation. Okay. Full moon in Libra, a win-win outcome is forecast. We did have the full moon in Libra recently. I do have that video already out. If you haven't watched it, or even if you did watch it, maybe go back and watch that one, even if not by me, maybe by someone else, because there may be something there related to this incoming message that you need to hear. But I'm also hearing, additional resources to aiding your manifestation. I'm hearing this idea of, what would you do if you knew the outcome was guaranteed? How would you do things differently if you knew the outcome was guaranteed? If you knew you were going to win, if you knew you were going to be successful, if you knew without a shadow of a doubt that everything you're putting energy towards is going to profit, what would you do? So maybe sit with that, think about that. For some of you, I think you're going to be taking that as a confirmation that you're on the right track. But for others of you, you're being asked to really sit and identify what makes you happy, what makes you feel excited, what makes you light up. I'm hearing some of you feel a little lost, and some of you are not certain as to what your purpose is right now. And again, I'm getting this energy of really kind of look at yourself, ask yourself these questions, get to know yourself on a more deep level. Let go of any doubts as to your worth. Because trust me, you are worthy of all that you desire that's in alignment with the highest and greatest good of all involved. I'm hearing additional resources are to really, truly practice positive affirmations, especially in terms of boosting your own self-esteem, boosting your view of your worth, boosting your view of your own spontaneity. If you've been telling yourself, oh, I'm never spontaneous, oh, I would never do that. Well, why? Why would you never do that? In what circumstances would you take that chance? What would have to change for you to feel safe to? And remember, this win-win outcome is forecast. Now, again, always, 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 always trust your own intuition, but be careful to differentiate intuition from fear. Because sometimes fear can speak as loudly as our intuition. But there's something Gabby Bernstein shared recently. I don't remember if it was on her Instagram or on her channel. But this idea that if it makes you feel loved, if it makes you feel happy, if it makes you feel seen and supported and comforted, that's your intuition. If it makes you feel bad, if it makes you scared, if it makes you feel less than, that's the ego talking. That's fear. And of course, always, especially with the Queen of Pentacles here, I'm hearing one of the Pisces cards from this deck, that balance, spirituality, and practicality. It's kind of head in the clouds, feet on the ground is what they're asking you to do. Keep dreaming big. I'm hearing ask for the impossible, and I'm drawn, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a mermaid here. Ask for the impossible and trust that you can receive it, because nothing, I'm hearing nothing is improbable, nothing is impossible, merely improbable. There's something there in that for you. Other advice. Wheel of Fortune, I love it. When I accept the love of the universe as my primary teacher, I will always be guided back to the light. Number 22, Dragonfly Spirit, truth transcends illusion. The Snow Moon, number 30, purity. And number 34, the Hummingbird Spirit, be here now. I love that you have the Wheel of Fortune along with this win-win outcome is forecast, because everything I'm seeing here is trust that that you are utterly supported. And again, with this truth transcends illusion, this purity, for those of you who have been doubting your own worth, who have been kind of beating yourselves up lately, and maybe you don't even realize you're doing it. Maybe it's that voice is so constant that you just kind of accept it as normal. But I'm hearing, watch your thoughts and challenge them when they tell you you're less than, when they call you names, when they question your ideas. You know, figuring out what's true for you, what's your heart and head in agreement about, rather than this voice of fear, this voice of anxiety, this voice of depression, this voice of stress. Getting back to this, what is your heart saying? And trusting your own intuition, especially with this truth transcends illusion. There's something here about you're going to be able to see through the veil a lot more easily. And I don't know if you can see it here, but we have the veil over her face, but then there's this woman dancing where the veil becomes snow. And it's almost like you've been going through this period of winter, this period of kind of dark night of the soul, kind of awakening, things being and feeling more difficult than they should, really going through a lot of shadow work. And I'm getting that this time of winter, you've made the progress. Some of you just have a little bit further to go, but for the most part, you've made the progress. And trust that, you've worked through this shadow energy and you've sort of wiped the slate clean, which is why there's this idea of, if you knew the outcome was guaranteed, what would you do? Can you embrace the situation you're in a way that allows you to dance through it? I'm hearing, try and embrace the Fool energy rather than the Ten of Wands. I'm also hearing, remember the universe has your back. Remember things are happening for you and not to you. And how can you, drawn to the glasses charm here, how can you shift your perception? How can you take it as though you're looking for through a kaleidoscope and turn it? How does the picture change? If you change the perception just a little, there's something there for you. There's also something here about, with the being here now, try not to get too caught up in your head, especially with the purity and the veil over the head as well. There's something about, when you're here and you're present in the moment, this veil lifts. The truth is clear. For some of you, I'm hearing meditating would be very beneficial. Okay, I'm going to pull some charms just to get any final messages. Okay, so what do we have for you, group one? Glasses. You will achieve your goals. Beautiful. The mail truck. Before you know it, you'll be sitting on top of the world. We have the laptop. We have the telephone. Fantasyland. Capricorn. Pluto. And the screw. And immediately I'm drawn to, again, I feel like so many of you have been putting in the work and are still putting in the work. And there's this idea of something you've been working on is about to blossom, is about to bloom, is about to be ready for the harvest. And again, there's a few of you where it's like you're so close. you're so close. Just keep on the path you're on and keep trusting where your heart is guiding you. That little voice that says, you deserve more. You're worth more. There's something there about that. And something about almost like tower energy, but not quite. This idea of you can build stronger foundations. It's kind of tower energy meets Four of Wands. And with the you will achieve your goals, and before you know it, you'll be sitting on top of the world. Again, there's so much of this, like, you're about to be right where you want to be, and it's going to become a much bigger and more fun adventure than you can currently imagine. I'm drawn with the Pluto charm. I don't know if you can see it, but he's surrounded by bones. And to me, that just, it's kind of like that incoming rewards, that having blessings come back to you more than you expected. Especially with the, again, this is my charm for rose-colored glasses. You know, as long as you shift your perception, you look on the bright side, you continue to try and see the positive, things are going to manifest for you. I'm also seeing, again, with the phone call, with the phone, there's something about an incoming message. For some of you, that will be a phone call. For some of you, I'm hearing you're going to get a call back on that job. You're going to get a call back on that manuscript you've submitted, on that sale you've been trying to make. There's something there about an incoming message, not just of like, here's advice, but of that energy of kind of your ship coming in. With the laptop and the mail truck, which again is a USB, there's something here about you getting incoming information that you've been waiting for, but it's going to lift the veil so much further than what you expected it to. And again, with Fantasyland and Capricorn, there's that energy of head in the clouds, feet on the ground. Keep dreaming big, but keep pushing forward as well. And with it being the fill charm, I'm also hearing for some of you that the more you build others up, the more results you'll see as well. This idea of sharing your joy and your appreciation for the other people in your life will be returned to you. I'm hearing tenfold. So there's something here about reciprocity, and the work you put in, you'll get more out of it. Both in terms of actual work you're doing and relationships you're cultivating. I apologize if my zipper has been catching on the table this whole time. I just realized that might be annoying. Okay, those are all the messages I have for you, Group 1. I do hope this resonated. If it did, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you feel so called. If it didn't resonate, that's okay. It just means our energy wasn't in alignment today. There are so many other wonderful tarot readers on here. I know you will connect with one of them and they will be able to provide you the message you need to hear. I do hope to see you again in a future reading. Until next time and always, please be well. Hello, Group 2, and welcome to your reading. You chose... I don't know why that turned on the GoPro, but we're going to try turning it off. Well, Group 2, apparently there's something in here that you really need to hear. So, you chose the Purify card. And in this, I'm seeing that the energy the new moon in Gemini holds for you is one of release, is one of letting go of things that no longer serve, is one of, for some of you, cleansing your space. If you do have a candle at home or some sage or even a bay leaf or a diffuser, if you've got a diffuser with lavender, that would be a good thing for you to run. So I'm definitely hearing something about cleansing your space, not just cleaning necessarily, But this setting the intention of letting new energy come in and asking old stagnant energy that no longer is in service of your highest good, to be released back out into the universe where it may better serve someone else. And you can do that as simply as setting the intention, maybe moving your hands around a little bit to shift the energy yourself, maybe opening the windows if you can, and letting that fresh air, that fresh energy come in. And again, you can do this as simply as with a candle, as with just setting the intention, using your word to set it. But there's something about cleansing your space and the space around you, you know, your entire location where you spend the most of your time, about letting that energy shift. So the best way to work with this energy, okay, the key to prayer is to forget what I think I need. I think for some of you, you've been feeling a little blocked with something you're trying to manifest, and it's because you're holding a little too tightly to it. So I'm hearing that the best way for you to overcome that, and it's something that comes from Gabby's manifestation challenge she did back at the beginning of this year, this idea that you can say, I realize I'm out of alignment with what it is I desire. I choose now. Oh goodness, how exactly was it phrased? I wrote this down in my journal yesterday. I recognize I am out of alignment with what I desire. I choose to release the outcome and feel good now. Thank you, universe, for guiding me. And there's something about this energy of letting it go, of choosing to feel good in the moment, of choosing to, again, shift that energy to something cleaner, something positive, something, again, I'm getting this energy of a breath of fresh air needing to come in. That energy of like the house has been closed up too long. For some of you, I'm hearing it could be as simple as running a fan and setting that intention of sending the air and the energy in your space to circulate. So again, the key to prayer is to forget what I think I need. I recognize I'm out of alignment with what it is I desire. I choose to release the outcome and feel good now. Thank you, universe, for guiding me. Something about not holding so tightly, of making a shift in how you've been doing things. And it doesn't have to be a grand one. It doesn't have to be a permanent one. It's just specifically, I'm not even hearing for the full 2 weeks between new moon to full moon. I'm hearing at least over this weekend, at least for the next 3 to 5 days, trying to do things slightly differently. And do that as you feel so called. You'll know what you need to do slightly differently. That little voice in the back of your head will say, pause. Maybe we do it this way. Just for today. Just for now. Because again, it'll help shift that energy for you. So, the easiest area in which to manifest. Okay, group 2, I apologize for that. That was my sleep doctor calling to schedule an appointment. So I'm getting the feeling some of you may not have been sleeping well. That may or may not resonate. If it does, I am hearing that making sure you're getting enough sleep is very beneficial to working with this energy as well. You know, even just making sure you take a nap during the day if you have the time to could be really helpful to you, particularly over the next week or so. So where were we? So we had the energy, best way to work with it, the easiest area in which to manifest, the Knight of Wands. Interesting. So there's something here about this shift in energy is happening and it's coming quickly. And it's up to you to harness that. So the actions you take now to shift from this energy of holding too tightly, to shift from this energy of things have been too still, too status quo, too normalized. Even if it's this new version of normal for you, there's something about just making a slight change and doing things that light you up, doing things that make you happy, doing things that are your passions. Maybe this is art, maybe this is crochet, maybe this is writing, maybe this is just reading or following your favorite show. But there's something here about tuning into that energy. Well, again, continuing to say, I want this thing, but I'm choosing to release the outcome and the timing, and I trust that it's coming. I know that what's in alignment with my highest good is already mine. It's just a matter of the timelines aligning. By shifting into that energy and releasing slightly, that gets you to where you want to be. And by tuning more into the things that light you up, by tuning more into your passions, into your hobbies, into these things that make you smile and feel content and get into flow, these are what's going to help you. These are what are going to help you get more in tune with the right energy to bring in what it is that you want. You should be open to Temperance. Yeah, there's something here about balancing what you want with what's good for you. So again, tuning into these passion projects, but also finding this balance between what you have to get done versus what you want to get done. For some of you, I'm hearing, you're trying to transition from having this day job that's maybe no longer working for you to something that is more in alignment with what makes you happy, what you feel you're here to do, how you feel you're here to serve. And there's this energy of splitting your energy. There's this energy of splitting your energy. I'm awake, I promise. There's this message of splitting your energy between what you have to do in order to keep moving forward so that you don't create roadblocks in your own path, and doing what it is you want to do so, again, you don't create roadblocks in your other path that you're trying to switch to. It's finding that balance. And I'm hearing for some of you it's been very difficult and you're feeling a little wobbly on that seesaw in between the two. And I'm hearing that by shifting this energy and taking what free time you have to focus on these passion projects, but not just on this larger project that you're trying to develop, but on the other things that make you happy as well. Again, watching your favorite show, watching your favorite film, listening to your favorite music, reading a good book. It doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be super time consuming, but there's this energy of it's going to be easier for you to maintain that balance if you take the time to do things that allow you to release this stress. Because I'm finding this energy, it feels so tight. Like everything is held so tightly, like you're trying to balance so many trays. And so you're holding on so tightly, but because you're holding on so tightly, the trays are starting to crack. So loosen your grip a little. Ask for help if you can. You don't have to carry it all on your own. And I'm hearing you'd be surprised how many people do want to help. Okay. Additional resources to aid in manifesting what it is you desire. Spider Spirit, number 56, make your dreams real. So yeah, there's a lot here about putting time towards what it is you want to build. while striking that balance between having a safe space to land. And I'm drawn to the web here. It's like you have to build it. And there's an art to it, to finding the right connections, to finding the way to weave it so that it best benefits you. Yeah. Okay, other advice. We have number 37, the harvest moon, fruition. We have, I am a spirit having a human experience and I'm here to get closer to love. You'll have heard me reference that many times if you've watched some of my other videos. We have the Ace of Pentacles, the new moon in Capricorn, your hard work is paying off. And Parrot Spirit, watch your words, number 45. Okay, I'm getting for some of you, this is something you've been working on since December. And for others of you, it's something you're hoping to manifest before the end of the year. But regardless, again, there's this, it's like you're trying to do too much at once, and I'm hearing do less. Putting yourself in this energy of too much stress, of holding too tightly, of trying to balance too many things. You're overburdening yourself. And it's okay to let go, to ease off a little bit, to ask for help. But I'm drawn to the dropped cupcake here and this idea of if you carry too much at once, something's going to give. And isn't it better for you to decide what you set down than to have it decided for you? Now that said, with the Ace of Pentacles and the Fruition card and this Make Your Dreams Real and the Knight of Wands, your hard work is paying off. I am seeing that what you're working on is going to be beneficial for you. It's going to come to fruition for you. It's going to manifest for you, and you're going to get what it is you want. Just maybe not in the timeline you currently want it. And again, with this watch your words, I'm hearing be very careful in how you speak to yourself and how you speak to those closest to you, because I'm getting the feeling some of you, your temper is very short right now because you have so much on your plate. You're stressed to the max, and sometimes when we're overstressed, we say things we don't mean. So be a little bit careful with that, especially over the next 3 weeks. But yeah, with the Ace of Pentacles here, there's going to be an opportunity. And if you're holding too tightly to what you're already balancing and not setting down the things that don't necessarily need your attention right now, or not passing those off to someone else who can help, you may not have the energy to take it. Now that said, anything meant for you will never miss you. That opportunity will come up again if you're not able to take it now. But I'm hearing it's going to be beneficial for many of you to have the bandwidth to take on this opportunity. Now that said, if you don't have enough spoons because you're burnt out, and I am getting some of you are, then what you need to do right now is take this opportunity to connect with yourself, to remember you're a spirit having a human experience, that this situation is temporary. And the way to get through it is to be gentle with yourself, to take care of yourself, to nurture yourself, both in terms of making sure you're getting the nutrients and fluids and exercise you need, but also in terms of nurturing your soul. Are you doing enough that lets you feel happy, that lets you release that stress, that lets you get into that state of flow, of calm? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pull some charms and we'll see what else we have. And then that will do it for you. Lots of them. Okay. We have the screw. We have the Mad Hatter earring. You will achieve your goals. The lion. Doom buggy. Main Street. The walrus and the oysters. The clear heart. The mittens. The tropical drink. The telephone. And Fantasyland. If you were drawn to group 1 and group 2, you may want to go back and watch group 1 as well, because they had some of these charms and the message, it does slightly overlap. So with the screw here, along with you will achieve your goals, and we have the your hard work is paying off, I am seeing again that all of the work you've been putting in, you've been doing the right thing, you're on the right path, you've been putting in the right work. You're just focused a little too hard on it right now, and they're asking you to pull back slightly. You know, you don't want to over tighten the screw to the point that you strip the wiring. You know? With the lion here, it's actually the 37 card in the animal deck. And it's be generous of spirit, and I'm seeing that you've actually been over generous of spirit. You've been giving so much of yourself to others and to this work that you're doing, to this cause that you're supporting, that you're not taking care of yourself as well as you should. They're asking you to pull back, to rest. With the doom buggy here, don't bring your stress home if you can. And look for those things that are haunting you that no longer have a place or no longer should have a place in your life. With the tropical drink and Fantasyland, I'm hearing it would be wise to start planning a vacation, not necessarily setting any dates, but start thinking about what you want to do when you can. Kind of making that travel list, that adventure list. And also seeing what you can do to make these little staycations at home. With the Mad Hatter earring, I'm drawn to the spoon with the skull versus the fork with the key. And again, it's this energy of what are you taking in? Are you only taking in additional tasks, additional stress, allowing these ghosts to follow you home? Or are you balancing that with the knowledge that you are the magician, you hold the keys. You can manifest what it is you want because you're already doing the work. What messages are you allowing yourself to receive? I'm hearing, don't be so hard on yourself. Celebrate how far you've come. For some of you, I think calling somebody that you know always builds you up, somebody that you can vent to, a dear friend, a parent, a sibling, even your therapist. There's something here about releasing all of this that you've been holding. Some of you for months. But with the mittens and the phone here, I'm hearing that warm hands, warm heart. Yes, so many of us can't actually reach out and touch someone else right now, but that doesn't mean we can't connect in other ways and still warm our hearts. With the clear heart here and the elastic band, it's like, again, you know what it is you want. You can see that clearly. But I'm almost hearing like the voice of your stress has gotten so loud that it's drowning it out a little bit. Return to what it is your heart is saying, so that you can see your path more clearly, so that you can dust the fog out of the way. Because with the Main Street charm here, and I'll link the song that I always think about below, the path is clear to you. it's a little clogged right now because of this stagnant energy. And again, I'm getting a lot of it is too much on your plate. With this term, I'm hearing not so much be careful who you trust, but that's something you kind of want to say to your past self. I'm hearing some of you are dealing with some fallout from having trusted the wrong person. And maybe that's not even something that's happened recently. Maybe that's something that happened years ago, but it's being triggered right now. So being very careful with yourself, being very gentle with yourself, and avoid placing blame, but seeing it for what it is and thanking, if you can, if you're willing to, thanking the steps that brought you to where you are today, that have led you on this path that you're going towards, that you know you want to manifest. There's something here about being in that energy of gratitude, regardless of outcome, as much as you can. And believe me, I know none of us can be in that energy all the time. Honestly, sometimes we're lucky if we can be in that energy once a week or once a month or once a year. And that's okay. That's okay. That's part of this human experience. But the more we can practice that appreciation for what we have, for where we are, for how far we've come, the more we open that door for more abundance, more positive relationships, more good things to flow to us. Okay, group 2, again, what I'm hearing for you is please be gentle with yourself. Please don't hold too tightly to all of the things you have on your plate. Really pause and sit down and figure out what you can delegate, what you can set aside, even what you can just kind of lay down in sort of a time-based format so that you only have to focus on one thing at a time. I'm hearing that break it down smaller, no, even smaller, no, even smaller. Like, for example, in order for me to do these readings, the first thing I have to do is choose a deck. It's that small. You know, break it down to the very smallest step in order to go to the next thing and only focus on one at a time. This sort of energy of trust that what you're doing is leading you on the right path. Trust that the tapestry you're weaving, the tapestry that is your life, is and has been and will be beautiful. That you have had the control over this, and you always have and you always will. And trust that it's going to work out in your favor. But also remember, you're allowed to rest. Okay, that's all I have for you, group 2. I hope this resonated. If it did, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. If it didn't, that's okay. It just means our energy wasn't in alignment today. There are many other wonderful tarot readers here on YouTube. I know one of us will be able to provide you with the message you need. Regardless, I do hope to see you again in a future reading. Until next time, and always, please be well. Hello, group 3, and welcome to your reading. You chose Sacred. And in this, I'm seeing that the energy this new moon holds for you is one of deep spirituality, is one of traditions coming to the forefront, things that have been deeply meaningful to you in the past rising up, and also one of new things showing up in your life that are going to feel sacred, that are going to feel deeply spiritual, that are going to feel like this is a moment I will remember forever. And I'm getting that that's actually going to be energy for you from the new moon in Gemini to the full moon in Gemini in December. Is it December? It might be November. 6 months from now. Okay, so let's see the best way to work with this energy. Ooh, 2, okay. We have number 38, the Hunter Moon Abundance, and the King of Wands. Interesting. So the best way to work with this energy is, again, this idea of tuning into what's already sacred to you, tuning into what already has deep meaning for you, calling up these memories that leave you feeling aligned with who it is you truly are and aligned with how you define yourself. And with the King of Wands here, I'm drawn to him kind of explaining his ideas to the cat in terms of what's on the map, but I'm also drawn to the letters here. There's something about writing down what's special to you, what has meaning to you, and keeping that where you can see it, where you can return to it, and possibly where you can share it, is going to be something that blooms for you, that grows for you, especially if you pay attention to it over the next 6 months, if you put energy towards it over the next 6 months. I'm hearing something about sacred creativity. This idea that your creative gifts are, in fact, a true gift, and you're being called now to share them. And that will resonate differently for each of you depending on what your gifts are. And for some of you, I'm hearing you may not have discovered it yet, but you're being asked now to try different things and to remember to come at it from beginner mind. You can't run before you crawl, you know? There's these steps to take to get to where you want to be. But coming at this offering of your gifts, this learning of new gifts, in an attitude of, this is a ritual, this is a spell, this is me actively putting energy towards what it is I want to create, what it is I know I'm here to do. There's something there for you. The easiest area in which you can manifest, okay, 2 again. The 6 of Cups, and take time to breathe out. Yeah, there's something here about something from childhood. What felt magical to you as a child? What felt like a calling? What felt like something that was magical, but is actually something that maybe is just plain old everyday, and yet you still see the magic in it. There's something in you being able to see the magic in the mundane and helping others to see it too. I'm also hearing that by practicing this creativity, for some of you that's working in your garden, painting, making music, writing, it's allowing you to release this, it's not even stress. It's like these chains that have been holding you back that you know no longer serve. It's stepping out of 8 of Swords energy. It's stepping out of 8 of Swords energy straight into 9 of Pentacles energy, which is a very interesting transition, actually, to go from this, I've been letting these things hold me back, to I now see how abundant and blessed I am, and I know that's only going to continue to grow. I hold the power. And I'm drawn again to the fact you have the King here. You do hold the power, and you have the power to share that knowledge and that sovereignty, to bring that awareness to others so that they can see it in themselves. You should be open to I lean on certainty, and when I lean on certainty and faith, I change my mind about the world I see. Yeah, it's something like, it's almost like blinders have fallen from your eyes in a certain way. You're no longer focused on, again, it's that 8 of Swords energy. It's like the blindfold has been removed, and now you're seeing all of the abundance already around you, that magic in the mundane. I'm hearing some of you may want to read the first Xanth novel by Piers Anthony. Or maybe it's something you've already read that resonates for you. There's something here about, again, that magic in the everyday. I lean on certainty and faith. I change my mind about the world I see. Yeah, again, it's that blindfold has been removed. You're seeing things differently. And so differently in a way that feels magical and deeply meaningful to you. Additional resources to aid in manifesting all of this new abundance we see coming in. The more energy and intention I bring to my faith, the more fearless and free I am. Yeah, again, I mean, you hold the power. It's within you. And the more you trust in that, and the more you put energy towards what it is you want to grow, what it is that lights you up, what it is that allows you to share these gifts with others, the more you give, the more too do you receive. And again, this fearless and free I am, there's something there about stepping out of the Eight of Swords energy, about walking away from that. Okay, additional resources. We have Cat Spirit, Claim Your Independence. Number 13, we have number 59, Starfish, Open to Infinite Possibility. And we have number 20, Judgment. Yeah, there's a major leveling up going on here for you, Group 3. And for some of you, this may be a spiritual awakening. For others of you, it's like you're taking that leap into doing what it is you want to do. And please, like, don't take this as me telling you to quit your job or to stop doing what it is you've been doing in order to pursue these creative gifts that you have since reawakened. Please always, always, always trust your intuition and make sure you're safe before you take a giant leap. Make sure you're going to be able to support yourself on the other side of that ravine, of that river, of that bridge. And yet, there's something here about you having faith that you are making this shift, that you hold this power, and because you have that faith, the path is open to you. And you're going to get so much more than you can currently imagine. Yes, you're getting everything you desire that's in alignment with your highest and greatest good, but they're asking you to leave this window open, and I see that you're already doing it, but this idea of, universe, I am ready for the blessings that you want to bestow upon me. I am ready to listen to your guidance. I am ready to serve you and serve others and serve myself in the ways to which I am called. There's something about buying into that, about embracing that opens the path so much wider for you. And again, for many of you, I'm seeing this is going to be in terms of something creative, music, writing, art, gardening. There's something here about sharing a gift you have with the world and it paying off for you in leaps and bounds further than what you can currently imagine. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to pull some charms to see if we have any additional messages. Okay, we've got one. Okay. We have the snow globe with the detached Christmas tree. You will achieve your goals. This came out for every single pile. So I promise you, regardless of what pile you chose, Spirit says it's going to be okay. We have Believe in the Impossible. We have the charm for rose-colored glasses. We have the clear soccer ball. We have the laptop. We have Bambi. We have the Mad Hatter earring, which is connected to a couple of other charms here. Interesting, so we'll leave those together. We have the elastic band and the lounge chair. We have the clasp. We have the phone We have we've got the Ace of Clubs. We have the turtle. And we have the glass flower pendant. Okay, give me a minute here. Okay, so with the Ace of Clubs here, that's equivalent to the Ace of Wands. And again, you know, you've got the King of Wands and the Ace of Wands. So there's something here about whatever it is you're putting energy toward in terms of a creative endeavor is really going to pay off for you. Even if it's something you're starting now, a new hobby you're learning, a new gift you're discovering within yourself, putting energy towards that is going to pay off for you in ways I can't even imagine for you. Because with that open to infinite possibility here, that's telling me it's so much larger. It has the capability to be so much grander than what we can currently see. Which is why I'm drawn back to this believe in the impossible as well. You know, don't be afraid to dream really, really, really gigantically big. With the lounge chair, I'm hearing Days in the Sun from the live action Beauty and the Beast. I'll link that below because I think there's something in there for you. And I'm also hearing trust that the seeds you sow now will grow and will return a harvest, even if you can't yet see the day that harvest will come. And given that was here with the clear elastic band, which is kind of my charm for this idea of you now see the path before you, the path that was previously veiled to you, you can now see what stones to hop on to get across the river. The path is now clear to you. And with this charm, I'm really drawn to the key. It's like you realize you've found this key, or you're about to, with the Ace of Wands there. And you know it's leading you away, again, away from that Eight of Swords energy, over to that Nine of Pentacles, over to that Magician, over to that Empress energy. You have this abundance, and I'm drawn to the Empress energy because of the abundance card here. You know, trust that what you put energy towards is going to grow. And you have the key to make it grow. With Bambi here, I'm drawn to that, again, with the Ace of Wands here. For many of you, it's something new that you're trying. And give yourself the time it takes to get your feet underneath you, while trusting that if this lights you up, if this brings you joy, if this helps you see the magic around you, trust that you're on the right path. And there's this idea of, again, seeing things as a child would. With this charm, I always think of it as this idea that maybe things don't come the way we want them to, maybe they don't come in the way we expect, but they can still be so very good. And maybe we go through a little bit of a topsy-turvy path to get there, but it can still be so, so good. With the mail truck and the phone here, along with this Ace of Wands and this Judgment with the music, there's something here about an incoming message, an incoming opportunity, or maybe you sharing this new hobby, this new path with somebody you care about. And I'm hearing be very discerning about who you tell. Be very discerning about who you tell. That said, make sure you continue to look on the bright side. Remember, slow and steady does win the race. If things aren't going as fast as you want them to, let go. Pull back. Release the outcome, release the timing. Take that deep breath, because when we want something to show up faster, when we become impatient, there's a tension there. And they're asking you to know, approach this with ease. Be in the flow. If you haven't, and you feel so called, you may want to read the Tao of Pooh. With the clasp here, again, I'm getting, there's somebody in your life who you can rely on to aid you in this. Or someone to whom you are supposed to offer this aid. And you'll know whether it's for you or you offering to someone else, based on your own situation. With the flower charm, there's something here about a moment trapped in time, and I'm drawn to this childhood memory. And maybe it's not something that's come to you yet. Maybe it's something that's going to show up in your dreams over the next few days. But there's something about this childhood memory that seemed absolutely magical to you, that crystallized and has become a part of who you are. That's important. With the soccer ball, the clear soccer ball, again, it's very similar to this charm in that you can see the path before you. You know where to kick the ball in order to get to the goal. You know what steps to take in order to score. With the laptop, I'm hearing, again, for some of you, this is writing. Well, regardless of how this manifests for you, group 3, I'm seeing all good things. I'm seeing so much abundance coming, and I'm seeing you being of service, maybe not to thousands of other people, but to the right people. And for some of you, it will be on a grand scale, but regardless, it will be to the right people, and the right people will be offering things to you as well. There's this like destined path, and it's like these doors opening for you, and you can see your way down the hallway. Or even, I'm actually seeing more of a wooded path, and there's these breaks with these archways, and you get to choose which path you walk. And maybe in some little glens you only stay for an hour or so, and in others you stay for weeks or months or years. But there's something about leaving parts of your gift for others to find. You having found the key and made duplicates so others can use it as well. Beautiful. I hope this resonated. If it did, please leave a like, comment, subscribe. If it didn't, that's okay. It just means our energy wasn't in alignment today. I know there are many other wonderful tarot readers here on YouTube. One of us will be able to give you the message you need to hear. I do hope to see you again in a future reading. Until next time, and always, please be well. Bye. Hello, my lovelies who decided to stay for the overall message. So, what energy the new moon in Gemini holds for all of us is the Stabilize card. And what I'm seeing with that is one of grounding, is one of a release of tension, is one of things becoming much more supported, much more grounded, much more stable. I'm getting a very Four of Wands type of energy. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and lay out all of the other cards, and we will see what message we have. So, new moon, a new start is coming. New moon in Gemini, communication is key, and I went ahead and pulled those because this is the new moon. Everything else came out through basic shuffling, with the exception of new moon from the Queen of the Moon deck, Beginnings. So we also have, my faith has the power to turn trauma into healing, conflict into growth, and fear into love. Joy is the ultimate creator. Number 53, Seahorse, watch and wait. Number 23, Eagle, Spirit has your back. Number 22, I like that. Sequential numbers, like those sequential numbers. Waning giveth 6, Wisdom. We also have the Ace of Wands. And you may want to go and watch the charms for group 3 because that did come out as a charm as well. We have the Ten of Pentacles and we have the Two of Swords. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to start with the Two of Swords because I'm drawn to the fact that she has the blindfold here and yet she's still playing with darts. And I'm drawn to the fact that the cat and the crow are watching her. So there's this guidance coming in. Even if you don't feel like you can see it, even if you don't feel like you can hear it, there is guidance around you. So if a decision comes up, listen to your internal guidance and make sure you're listening to your intuition rather than the voice of fear. I am hearing there will be a new opportunity, especially with the Ace of Wands. A new start is coming, new beginnings. Communication is key. For many of you, there's going to be a new opportunity, and you need to be very discerning about whether it's the right opportunity for you. And I think communication is key, both in terms of communicating with those you trust and communicating with yourself. Again, I'm hearing for many of you, meditation would be very beneficial, or even journaling, maybe free writing. For many of you, if you're like me, making lists of pros and cons. And yet I'm also hearing, don't be afraid to take the leap. If it feels right, if it's what your heart is telling you, don't be afraid to take the leap. My faith has the power to turn trauma into healing, conflict into growth, and fear into love. Trust that Spirit has your back. Trust that you are being guided. Trust your own internal wisdom, what you've learned from the path that you've walked and what you've learned from those around you whom you trust. And when it comes to drawing in this new beginning and being able to walk through this new doorway, remember that being in an energy of joy, being in an energy of being grateful for the abundance you already have, it draws more to you. When we express appreciation for what we have, we get more. We have yet more to be thankful for. And for those of you who are not certain whether you're listening to the voice of your intuition or the voice of fear, it's okay to watch and wait, because any opportunity that is meant for you will come up again. It cannot miss you. And if you do miss it and you express regret for missing it, trust that if you missed it, it's because something better is meant for you. And keep believing that better is coming. That the universe has your back, that you are supported and you are on this path to the stars, whatever the stars mean to you. I'm drawn to the map here and the journal and the painting. There's something here for all of us about being very creative, at least for new moon to full moon, and I'm actually getting new moon to new moon. Being creative with the energy of Gemini is very important. And again, listening to our own internal wisdom. Overall, though, everyone, it looks pretty positive. The only two that give me pause, well, three, would be these three. But I mean, everything else looks really good. That said, I am hearing, if you're having trouble making the decision, again, it's okay to watch and wait. But it's also okay to trust your guides, to trust your own inner guidance, to trust the voice of people around you who know you well, whose advice you trust. There's something here about connecting to your roots, especially with the Ten of Pentacles here as well. And maybe not in terms of connecting with your family, although for some of you that's accurate. But for others of you, it's connecting to the roots of your soul, what makes you, you. And tuning into that and really defining that for yourself as to what makes you, you. Who are you right now? And who is it you want to be? There's something about defining that that's really important here. I'm not going to go ahead and pull up charms for the collective because I feel like this was pretty clear. And if you went ahead and watched one of the previous piles, that should give you enough additional messages as it is. I do thank you for joining me today. If it resonated, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe if you feel so called. If it didn't resonate, that's fine. It just means our energy wasn't in alignment. There are many other wonderful tarot readers on here. I know one of us will be able to give you the message you need. I do hope to see you again in a future reading. Until next time, be well.